Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I failed to beat the morning rush hour, very notorious one in the city. But it is a great pleasure for me to welcome the world premier legal scholars like you to Korea. I cannot tell you how happy I am that the IVR, the global voice of the legal and social philosophers, has brought its World Congress to Seoul. The IVR has influenced international law reform and shaped the legal scholarship throughout the world. It is the world-leading gathering of international top scholars. We therefore attach great importance to the IVR holding its World Congress in Seoul. It will be an unparalleled opportunity for all those attending in many ways. First, because this Congress will be an extraordinary forum to discuss and debate the latest thinking on human rights, the rule of law, justice, the future of democracy, peace and sustainable development goals. Second, the IVR World Congress will be an invaluable opportunity for scholars to enlarge their networks and showcase their scholarly expertise. Third, this Congress will help us achieve the Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 UN Agenda to build peaceful, just, and inclusive societies, to strengthen leaders' commitment to the 2030 UN Agenda, to mobilize further action and resources to speed up implementation, and to insist that strategies to achieve the SDGs respect human rights and leave no one behind. I also encourage all of you to look around you and learn more about your host country, Korea. It's a fascinating past, its dynamic present, and its a promising future. I hope you will also experience for yourself the results of the Korea's remarkable transformation in the late few decades, from a very poor country receiving international aid to a thriving open market economy that is now an aid donor. I hope you can experience a bit of the vitality, dynamism, and the drive of the Korean people that brought about this transformation. But please do not leave Korea thinking Korea is all work and no play. In classical Korean literature, we see that Koreans for millennia enjoyed eating, dancing, singing, cooking, and drinking. Today, we see a modern-day incarnation of Korean creativity and originality in K-pop, K-beauty, K-food, K-drama, K-movies, K-music, and K-sports. Enjoy them all. And to my colleagues in the Korean academic legal community, I would ask, please, let's take advantage of this most opportune moment to learn from the world's leading philosophers and to contribute to learning by others. Please do not hesitate to ask each other hard questions, listen generously, and disagree respectfully. Since the themes of the World Congress this time are the rule of law, justice, and the future of democracy, I would briefly suggest the food for thought to you. I believe that the advent of the International Criminal Court, or the ICC, 22 years ago has changed the way the world has come to think of and respond to international criminal justice. The ICC's judicial interventions contribute to establishing lasting peace as a key element in reconciling societies and ending cycles of violence. By helping the entrenchment of strong legal and societal norms that prohibit massive crimes and human rights abuses, the Rome Statute system can help us move toward a safer world in which people around the globe can live and prosper in peace. However, this is not a task for the justice sector alone. And international development agencies such as World Bank, IMF, UNDP would have to play a far more important role, such as sharing the justice costs with the ICC. It is also a goal that can be achieved only with the simultaneous strengthening of democracy, development, and the rule of law. As you know, the core components of the rule of law would include constitutionalism and independent judiciary, fair and consistent application of law, transparency and accessibility of law, protection of property and economic rights, and protection of human and intellectual rights, among other things. Unlike in the past, the domestic criminal justice procedures of each member state become all organically interconnected with the ICC at the center. A global and comprehensive international criminal justice system has thus been emerged with close cooperation of various international or regional agencies and relevant non-governmental organizations or civil societies when necessary. The Rome Statute set up an entirely new paradigm of international criminal justice. If the ICC has investigated and punished the accused for the 4 core international crimes, such as aggression, genocide, war, and crime against humanity. it is said to have functionally achieved what is commonly known as retributive justice. Its remedial nature is not much different from that of any domestic court. The International Criminal Trial should also show the world the need for deterrence and necessity for securing peace through justice. In fact, the establishment of the ICC was driven by the zeitgeist of the 20th century, which emphasizes that no sustainable peace could be secured without international criminal justice. Indeed, creation of the ICC has made broadening of the fight against impunity possible. The ICC has a unique feature that goes beyond the conviction of perpetrators, reaching out to the victims and their families with preventive relief and protection through the Trust Fund for Victims. No matter how severely a perpetrator may be punished, the miserable situation of countless victims would not improve. Although the ICC is not an international economic aid program, it has started a pioneering experiment in human history to introduce mechanisms that protect and support victims and families beyond the traditional criminal justice. Even prior to the conviction, the ICC reaches out to the millions of victims with various programs for psychiatric and medical rehabilitation, children's education, supply of artificial limbs, and peace education, etc. Therefore, the ICC is not another typical criminal court for the international community, but far more than that. This epoch-making experiment of humankind for the first time in history cannot and should not fail. It is a new path to create the victim protection programs and various outreach programs in the ICC system. Therefore, the concept of criminal justice that the ICC seeks to achieve includes not only retributive justice by punishment, but also restorative justice and reparative justice by protection of victims. Just 30 years ago, who would have thought that the international core crimes would be prosecuted by an independent, permanent international institution, and that investigating such crimes would become the expected norm rather than a rare exception? Here lies the monumental achievements of the Rome Statute. It set up an entirely new paradigm of international criminal justice, which has made accountability for atrocity crimes an integral aspect of the rule of law. There are many challenges: competing interests, limited resources, political opportunism, cultural difference, different visions, and so forth. But at the end of the day, there are also undeniable shared values and common goals that humans everywhere hold dear. Men, women, and children everywhere want to live in a world of peace, security, and harmony without fear of violence and suffering. The international arena in the 21st century is very dynamic and crowded by various international organizations and perhaps more. The actors are many and various. We should encourage the next generation of leaders and actors to always aspire for universal criminal justice, as the ICC will continue its mission from now into the future as a giant leap forward in the global fight against impunity. Well, I would like to close by wishing all of you a rewarding and enjoyable stay in Korea. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.